I'm going to show a piece of my own writing here, because sometimes, right, violence or intimacy can get more specific, but still have the qualities of being open, of being evocative, and of being clear, right? And what I'm going to talk about here is the idea of martial movement, right? So the idea of two characters who are martial artists in some way. And when I mean by martial artists, it could mean they're fencers, it could mean they're trained knife fighters, it could mean they are military, it could mean any number of things, right? But the idea is these are two characters who know how to fight. The same could be true of an intimate scene between two folks who know a lot about the type of intimacy they're engaging with. That could be a scene like a scene of really experienced BDSM. It could also be a scene like a marriage that is 30 years long and these two folks really know how to kiss each other, right? So the idea of this quick venture into martial movement is to give an idea of something that is more specific than someone striking someone in the face, or more specific than a kiss, but that still allows for collaboration on the page. So again, I'll read this through. Feel free again in the chat if you're having sort of responses already to what you're getting and what is left open. Always please feel free to throw those in the chat. So this is from my play, Like to the Gods, which is a queer Latina adaptation of sort of the relationship between Andromache and Hector in Homer's The Iliad. So it's taking a sort of ancient Greek story and making it of Latinidad and of queerness in a variety of ways. And this scene happens between Andromache and Hector. And the scene happens entirely in stage directions. It is entirely a physical moment. There is no text in this moment. So it starts with Hector in the gardens. He runs a drill with his sword. He is precise but unrelenting. He is creating muscle memory so as not to die, no matter how his enemy comes at him. He is rehearsing kills. He knows it, and we know it. It is beautiful and terrifying. After some time, Andromache appears, watching him. She waits. She pulls her own blade and steps in to meet his with an expertly timed parry. He smiles. They drill together a familiar pas de deux until Hector changes the game. A new attack comes in strong and Andromache catches it against all odds. A beat. Then Hector presses his advantage and starts fighting Andromache in earnest. They spar now, no longer a rehearsed dance. They hold nothing back. They read each other's eyes, every tiny muscle twitch, anticipating the next action, searching for openings in time spans shorter than a half of a breath. So this moment, this is a physical moment between a husband and wife who both know how to fight, according to my adaptation of these characters, right? And so what we're offered here is two characters who know how to fight, but you'll notice, right, some things that I am really careful about when I'm writing scenes like this is that I never name what kind of blade they're using, right? I name a sword, but what kind of sword it is can be completely up to the interpretation of the production. Is it set in ancient Greece? Is it set in Renaissance Spain? Is it set in the Amazon rainforest? Is it set, right? It could be anywhere. Because I don't name what the blade is. I'm also careful not to name any specific moves while still letting my collaborators in on the fact that these folks know what they're doing. And what I mean by that is, if you are going to be writing two characters or multiple characters who know how to fight, doing some research into terms like parry, I write there, she steps in to meet his with an expertly timed parry. So a parry is a kind of block. from sword to sword. So knowing a word like parry and choosing to put it in the stage direction indicates to your collaborators, to your future collaborators, these people know how to fight. I need them to know how to fight. But you can also use terms that are not of the fighting world, right? So I chose this excerpt because I also put in this phrase pas de deux, which is a dance term, right, from ballet, of a duet, a really beautifully in sync, usually in the ballet world, a beautifully in sync duet. And so I'm trying to evoke here the idea that although these two are using swords and they're experts at it, in this moment, until it's about to change, it looks like an expertly done dance, almost like ballet, right? So I might use terms from an actual kind of martial world like parry, but I might also use terms that are evoking the kind of feeling or mood that I want this fight scene to have. So again, this is just a way of saying, even as you are getting into really specific movement, there are ways to let your collaborators into what is the most important things to know about what's happening in this moment, and what are the things that can be open, right, to adaptation, to creativity, to different expertise. So again, just in kind of like to bring us back to this love letter idea, right? To act as a love letter to future collaborators, stage directions should be clear, open, and evocative.